Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and realized that joy doesn't feel like joy anymore? You're not overwhelmed with sadness, yet you're not filled with life either. You laugh, but something inside knows the sound is hollow. You smile, but it feels practiced, almost distant. That quiet emptiness you feel is not random, and it is not weakness. In Scripture, emptiness is often a signal, a gentle alert that something deeper is shifting within your spirit. Joy rarely disappears all at once. It doesn't explode or collapse in a single moment. It slips away slowly, softly, almost unnoticed. It begins in subtle places. The worship that once moved you now feels distant. The words that once ignited your faith sound familiar but no longer alive. Your heart feels weary, yet you struggle to explain why. And the most dangerous part is this: numbness doesn't cry out for help. It whispers, quietly convincing you that this is normal. Even David, who once rejoiced before God without restraint, reached a moment where he prayed, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation." Psalm 51:12. He didn't ask for success. He didn't ask for rescue. He didn't even ask for strength. He asked for joy, because he understood something many believers miss. Joy is often the first thing to fade when the heart drifts. Not faith, not routine, not belief, joy. And David recognized that his life could look intact, while his spirit felt empty. This is how spiritual dryness works. Everything may appear steady on the outside, even blessed, while inside your soul feels hollow. Joy drains long before cracks appear. So let's talk about it. There are biblical reasons your joy may be quietly slipping away. 1. Your inner world is occupied, but not by God. Joy is not an emotion you manufacture. Joy is a spiritual condition. And when the inner space is crowded with distraction, noise, entertainment, and endless stimulation, joy slowly suffocates. You're scrolling, you're consuming, you're reacting, but you're not resting, you're not reconnecting, you're not being refilled. Jesus said in Matthew 6:22-23, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. What enters you determines what grows within you." Joy doesn't disappear because your life lacks meaning. It fades because your spirit is full of things that were never designed to nourish it. Noise cannot heal. Stimulation cannot satisfy. Only God sustains what He created. 2. You've been carrying life without spiritual strength. Everything feels heavier than it should, not because everything is wrong, but because you're running on empty inside. Nehemiah 8:10 says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." When joy drains, strength drains with it. And when strength fades, even simple responsibilities feel overwhelming. That's why nothing excites you anymore. That's why everything feels like effort. That's why your spirit feels exhausted. Even when your body rests, you're trying to survive using your own energy instead of divine supply. Joy is not maintained through effort. It's sustained through connection. When the heart drifts, strength weakens. But when the heart returns, strength follows. Joy always meets a returning heart. 3. God is trying to reach you. Sometimes joy withdraws, not because life is broken, but because the heart has wandered. God doesn't shout first. He whispers. And one of His clearest whispers is the quiet absence of joy. In Revelation 2:4, God says, "You have abandoned the love you had at first." Not faith, not belief, love. When love cools, joy collapses. The emptiness you feel may not be punishment. It may be invitation, a gentle call saying, "Come closer." Drift happens slowly, often unnoticed, until joy fades enough to be felt. How joy returns. God never allows joy to fade without offering a way back. Joy isn't something you chase. Joy is something He restores. Scripture shows the path clearly. 1. God restores joy when you return to honesty. Joy cannot survive in a heart that hides. The more you suppress, avoid, or bury what's inside, the more joy slips away. Secrecy suffocates the soul. David understood this deeply. In Psalm 32:3-4, he described how silence drained his strength. His body weakened. His energy vanished, not because life was difficult, but because his heart was closed. This is how spiritual suffocation works. When you pretend to be fine, when you carry pain quietly, when you smile while your soul struggles. Joy needs space. Honesty creates that space. The moment truth begins, healing follows. God restores what you stop hiding. When you keep performing strength so others won't worry, something inside you begins to wither. When your face smiles while your soul carries unspoken battles, your inner life quietly starves. Joy needs room. Joy requires openness. Joy grows where truth is allowed to breathe. The moment David stopped hiding, everything shifted. Psalm 32:5 says, "Then I acknowledged my sin, and you forgave the guilt of my sin." The power was not only forgiveness, it was release. Joy returned because his heart finally had space again. Honesty does not weaken you. Honesty does not expose you. Honesty frees you. It breaks the dam. It opens the door. It allows God to heal what silence has been suffocating. Sometimes the most spiritual prayer is simply saying, "God, I'm not okay, and I don't want to pretend." Joy flows into hearts that stop hiding. God restores what you bring into the light. 2. Joy is restored when you return to God's presence. There is a reason your spirit feels tired, heavy, or numb even when nothing looks wrong. Your heart was designed to function in God's presence the way lungs function in air. Anything outside that atmosphere feels suffocating. You can distract yourself, stay busy, stay entertained, stay surrounded by people, yet still feel empty. Your spirit knows the difference between noise and presence. Psalm 16:11 says, "In your presence is fullness of joy," not partial joy, not temporary relief, fullness. When you drift from presence, you may survive, but you cannot thrive. Joy thins out, strength weakens, peace becomes fragile. Joy is not a feeling you chase. It is a byproduct of connection. Think back to seasons when God felt close. That peace was not accidental. That clarity was presence. And presence is always available to a returning heart. Sometimes returning begins with a whisper. "God, I miss you." That single sentence opens a door because God never resists a heart that turns back. He runs toward it. He fills it. He restores it. If joy has been fading, it may be because your spirit has been living outside the atmosphere it was created for. Return to presence, and joy returns with you, not instantly perfect, but steadily renewed. God does not shame you for drifting. He welcomes you home. Joy follows that welcome. 3. Joy is restored when God realigns your purpose. Joy fades when life feels meaningless. Joy returns when eternity comes back into focus. Isaiah 61:3 speaks of the oil of joy replacing heaviness. That exchange is not cosmetic. It is directional. God does not only heal wounds. He reassigns meaning. He realigns your heart with what heaven is doing. Purpose reignites joy. When you remember you were created for something beyond survival, joy awakens. You were not formed merely to cope. You were formed to carry light. Joy flows where calling is remembered. Joy is not something you chase harder. It is someone you walk closer with. Jesus did not come to offer shallow happiness. He came so joy would have a name and a presence that stays, even in silent seasons. When purpose reconnects, joy stabilizes. Life may still be hard, but your heart knows why it stands. And that knowing changes everything. A moment just for you. If joy feels distant right now, ask yourself this: what part of your heart have you quietly withdrawn from God? Joy doesn't fade without a cause, and it doesn't return without a turning point. Sit with that truth. Pray honestly through it. Allow God to speak into it. And when you're ready, type the word joy in the comments. Not to pretend everything is healed, but to declare, God, restore what life has worn down. The deeper question is this: are you willing to let Him rebuild your heart from the inside out?